The article that I have in front of me is just wild, and I learned something that blew my mind. Maybe a lot of people knew this already, but I just learned this that by law in the United States, if you advocate for what is deemed as a foreign position, so if you say, for example, you oppose the war in Ukraine, by extension, they may make the charge that I'm a quote unquote Russian agent, which I think is a load of BS. But that law applies. In other words, you have to, according to law, you'd have to register as a foreign agent unless that foreign country is Israel. And I'm going to read verbatim what it actually says. And this totally blew my mind. It says, any person who acts as an agent, employee, or under the control of anyone except for Israel and advocates in the interest of another country other than Israel. I think that's just wild. Israel is a foreign country. Now, I'm pro-Israel on principle. I believe Israel is a semi-free country. It's not really a free country. It is a theocracy, but it's less of a theocracy compared to the other countries in the Middle East. And on that account, on principle, I support free countries. But, to make such a law and to investigate Tucker Carlson, because Tucker Carlson isn't loyal enough to Israel. He's made reports that were critical of the Israeli state, and they're saying they want to investigate him and potentially charge him as a foreign agent because he's not advocating on behalf of Israel. That is wild. That is absolutely wild. I would assume if you're an American, being a foreign agent is having allegiance other than the United States of America. Okay, and that's what I would consider myself as an agent of the United States of America. I believe in American interests. America is on at its principle, at its essence, the freest country in history, and certainly currently that exists around the world, including Israel. The United States is a freer country than Israel is at its core, okay, because we're not a theocracy. Israel is a freer country compared to most countries in the Middle East, and on that account, on principle, I support that. I have also been, or would have been, a supporter of Rhodesia. Rhodesia is also was a semi-free country, prosperous semi-free country that unfortunately the United States and other Western countries put sanctions on. So yeah, read the history of that, and then compare that to Israel, right? That's not very consistent in policy, is it? So anyway, yeah, I'll put a link in the description below. I think this is crazy. Tucker Carlson being investigated as a foreign agent. Now, I don't agree with everything Tucker Carlson says. I certainly don't agree with his core philosophy. But he has the right to say it as long as he is not violating the rights of other people. He's not, in principle, or at least the way he thinks he's advancing freedom. And certainly, I think he's a lot better than most of these so-called news reporters, right? Certainly better than anybody in the legacy media. Back when he was at Fox, he was probably the only reason reason that Fox News was even worth watching. With him gone, why bother? But anyway, and like I said, I don't think he's perfect. I don't agree with him, completely. But I mean, like I said, that's just, it's crazy town. Investigate him as a foreign agent, really? And there's nothing specific. It's just because he's not pro-Israel enough that they're going to allege that he's working for the other side. And that is, that's very diluted. It's very loaded. What's the word for it? I can't think of the word for it. It's just, it's nonsensical. It's non-rational. It's crazy, and it's not a position that is worth taking seriously.